All right, good afternoon and welcome to October. This is Neil, Simpler Futures, starting the week of October, first week of October anyway. And we have interesting development here. In that, we were bearish last week, as you probably remember, and looking down into this 3,600, 3,590 kind of area. If you follow that line right there, back over here, you're going to see that it was the high of this last week of August, and then it was a double bottom on a couple of weeks. This is a weekly chart, by the way, so a couple of weeks right there. And so that's why we were looking for that area last week as far as the bearish targets. But now this week's different because, see, we've traded into the 200 period moving average on the weekly. That's one. Two, we're at the first of the month, new money, first of the month thing. That's two. Three, we just finished Q3 at the end of last week, starting up first part of fourth quarter here. That's another. And then this week is first week of the month, so we're going to get non-farm payroll this week, and that's usually that's an uptick into the payroll report, so that's another reason. And then the big one, last week we had the old market adage of sell Rosh Hashanah, and that was last week on like the 25th back here. This week is by Yom Kippur, and so that's like Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. So what we did was we've bounced for whatever reason, but I think I just gave you like 5 reasons why I very much anticipate it. The biggest regret is that I'm not to you with this information maybe one day prior. We discussed all this in the trade room last week, and really, to be honest with you, traded this really well today because we were looking for up today for all the reasons that I just mentioned. So here's what I think we can look for this week, and that is up today, a little bit of rest tomorrow, a big up on Wednesday. Wednesday is a big bullish, likely, historically speaking, because of the Yom Kippur Wednesday. A little bit of follow through on Thursday, and then look for that same 10 a.m. Friday topping that that rolls like it's been doing a lot of on Fridays. And so what I'm going to do now is switch to daily and then go to a different chart and look at some targets for you for this week. Now, this chart is not going to show as high as what I'm going to show, but I'm going to show you what it's got. All right, so open of the week back here at like 35.90. We traded 100 and some pennies actually, but call it 100 and a little bit of change today from low to high, going out near the highs. Then that's not bearish. We went through the first quant target, which, by the way, that was the reason for some of these bearish targets that we had last week too. If you recall, those were the quant levels. These things have been really good. And so anyway, we're through that. We'll get a little rest tomorrow after a big trend day today. And then a big push up Wednesday. I would suspect a big push up Wednesday. And so quant H2 up here is showing at 37, like 37.30. Well, let me show you why I'm actually looking higher than that. I mean, just know that that's there, 37.30. Maybe that marks it. I don't know. But I'm actually kind of thinking maybe more. I need to add one level here for you. Got to turn on the 236 that I usually don't keep right there just in front of me, but all right, we'll get this thing about set here for us now. So from the top up here of the move, which was like 41, 70 something, to the bottom, which was our target last week, 30, call it 600, 35.90 actually, but you can see that the 236 here was the top tick today. I mean, that's like top tick. Okay, so we get a little reflection off that. Well, then the reason I'm pointing higher than that quant H2 this week is The 382 on this move is actually up here at 3,800. That's kind of where I'm thinking that we're looking. And it's only 100 higher, so we get a little rest tomorrow. We get a big up Wednesday, a little follow through Thursday, and that could push us into 3,800. So for the reasons, we'll find out, of course, what it does, but I'm trying to explain what my logic is behind what I'm looking for. Biggest regret is that I'm not to you one day earlier with this information, looking for the initial leg of this up today, and then we still get a not bearish, but just kind of a neutral sort of deal tomorrow, and then Wednesday's the 5th, right? Yeah. Google the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and I think Yom Kippur is 4th and 5th of this week, so 5th ought to be. It's going to be. We're not there yet, and that's what I'm saying. So there's more up, in my opinion, and since I'm going to have an opinion, I guess. I mean, my opinion is going to be that we could see 3,800. And by the way, 3,800, remember, is the marker where the SPOOs are down 20% from the highs from year to date. And so that's another reason for a revisit back up at 3,800. And then we'll see, but my anticipation is then they fail and roll again. Look, you can go to USTreasuryYieldCurve.com and see the inverted yield curve here. You got your 2s at 4.2 and your 10s at 3.8. That's clearly an inverted yield curve. Doesn't look good. And so that is what we're looking at to start this week off. And if I missed anything, I'm sorry. I apologize, but I'm touched on the high points anyway. That is start of the new month, the new quarter, new money, kind of coming in, bouncing off the 200 period moving average on the weekly. That top and then double bottom area that really did a good job of marking the low for this move that bounced nicely today, and then we're not there yet because that holiday is midweek and we've got more to go for that. So that's what I got for you tonight. I'll look forward to being with you again Wednesday, I think. Till then, take care. Good trading.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me